Jet Power 2025. The doors have just opened, so we know what that means. It's tent tour time. Let's have a look what's inside. As is standard every year, the first stand that we have is JetCat. Now over here we have the brand new JetCat P190 Pro. We actually have one of these on order for my Matrix 2.2, which hopefully we'll be receiving soon. And we'll be able to get that in the air and have a load of vector fun. Over on this side, we have the always massive P1000. We haven't yet seen a model fly with this in it. There is only one flying that we're aware of, and that's the Airworld F104. Unfortunately, I haven't seen that one fly yet, but hopefully one day we'll get to see that. And over here, we have the P350, which is the one that I have already received now for my big Matrix, the 2.8. So that's going to be insane power. Most people are using the 300, but with the 350, we should have faster spool-up times and basically unlimited power and a load of fun. And in the back here, we've got the same plane that we already did a video on last year at Western Park, the enormous Skymaster F14 with the folding wings. That video is on my YouTube channel, flown brilliantly by Steve Johnson. Really epic airplane. Now, over on the other side, we have Carf. First things we see are their insane F4s. I mean, the level of finish on these, they come as you see. So basically, they offer it as a plug and play. So you just receive the model, put your receivers in it, and go fly. And this is the level of detailing that you get. Comes absolutely amazing. We've got another one over here. This is the one that we saw Max fly last year. I mean, the guy flies any kind of model amazingly, but the way he flies these ones especially is really next level. And if you look at the wingtips over there, if you come around this side, you can just see even the forward leading slats on the wingtips, the folding down slats on the front there. Really, every single detail that the full size has, this one has it as well. And down here, we actually have their L39 in a very bright pink. And that one is flown by the owner's daughter, Jessica, who has been starting to do all the shows, and she's flying really well as well. Hopefully we'll be able to get to see her fly that a little bit later. Now, we're going to have to skip past this for now. We'll edit this into the video at the end of the video. Under this tarp is a brand new model. No one knows what it is. So far, the only thing I've been able to get out of Carf is that it's a scalar model. Other than that, we don't know. And apparently, if we lift it up and have a peek, it won't be good. So, over here though, we do have the model that they've released, which they teased on Facebook a couple of days ago, which is the Beam. It's effectively a smaller version of their already popular and much larger Bolt. This one is designed for a 120 to a 160 size turbine, so it's kind of a further evolution of the Ultra Flash in much the same way that this one is the evolution of the old Ultra Lightning. Get to see that fly later, try and get some video of that for you guys as well. Over on the other side of the hall here, we have Heli Factory, which, just like every year, have some insanely big helicopters, obviously turbine powered, some electric ones as well. And just like I've said, I think in every year's video so far, this one is still my favorite, the Tiger, the Apache. This is where we normally lose Raquel in the helicopters, but we'll try and move on because unfortunately I don't know too much, so can't say much other than how beautiful they are and they fly amazing. And of course, just look at the size of them. And these ones aren't even the biggest ones here at the show. Next up, we have Cha here in the middle, Cha Servos, which we have here, our good friends. And here we have a 5 kilo lump of aluminium. Advertising, but these guys are the kings of advertising. They're absolutely everywhere. And you'll see why in a moment, because if we come around here, we have, obviously, their lineup of servos, but they don't just buy models, they customize the color schemes. So like we've got the Skywing Falcon in the Cha servo design. You can actually buy this color scheme directly from Servo. So you don't have to just have the original Skywing, you can have the Skywing version. Same as the Pilot RC FC1 2.2, also in the color scheme, also available directly from and the same for quite a number of models as well. So if you want a different kind of color scheme, especially always red and white, going in with the branding, well, check out their website because they have quite a few different models available in their unique and always very interesting color schemes. Let's go. We've got FTL Innovation. These are the guys that fly the Lancers. Now, I got to fly the small Lancer in Australia a couple of years ago. That one flew quite nice. And the big one, which we have just down here, seems to fly very well. All the reports and reviews, everyone seems to quite like that one. Now then, this stand unfortunately is still pretty much empty. If you do indeed put it together, we'll come back here because this is where Mark Petrak is going to be assembling the F5, the really massive 5-point-something meter F5, the one that we saw fly in Norway, except now in Norway it was white. Trond kept that in Norway for a couple of weeks and brought it down here to Jet Power, having painted it. So really looking forward to seeing such a large F5 now painted and flying. We'll try and get some video of that as well. And behind here we have the massive 3D thrust vectoring Futura. Just like the one that Azza and Sunny flew in Western Park this past year. They flew that amazingly well, but didn't seem to be using the vector at all. Mark Petrak here with the JetCat P550 goes full 3D on this. So awesome. The hobby is definitely getting bigger and bigger. Now we have, among all the stalls here, we have a lot of different little stalls which have accessories. So it's always great to have a look around here and just see what kind of wires, accessories, tools, you name it, you'll find it somewhere here at Jet Power. Things that you maybe wouldn't be able to find in other places, like an array of really tiny little drill bits, really long ones though as well. Where else do you find things like that? Jet Power. Over here we have our good friends from Reebok. Wing bags, wing covers, transmitter straps, you name it, they've got a cover for it. So if it's worth protecting, it's worth getting some Reebok for. Available both in an array of colors. You have the cheaper versions which are aluminium. You can even get a completely custom color scheme to match the scheme that you have on your airplane. Always really, really cool stuff from Reebok. And then over here, we have our good friends, of course, from Pilot RC, Mr. Tony Tan, Mr. Owner, boss, big boss. We've got a couple of the Matrix here, 2.8. They're going to be flown by Ryu, who in this one, he's now moved over to JetCat. That has a P300 in it. So my P350 should be absolutely insane if he's already flying this on the 300. Joe Hampson, he's flying his. And then over here, we have the brand new release, which is the Sue. Now, this is based on Ralph and Enrico's SU, which is bigger. However, this one is more accessible to more people. Theirs is absolutely insane. It's huge. This one, on the other hand, runs 2 JetCat P130s or P150s, does full 3D. So it has 2 vectors. That means that not only can you do all the usual aerobatics and 3D, but because you have twin vectors, you can also do crazy stuff like torque rolls. Look forward to getting some videos of Ralph and Enrico flying these later in the day.
You will love it.
Look forward to it. Designer, the master. Thank you, Ralph. Now then, we have global jets. We have an array of different Vipers. Vipers, always popular. They always fly well. Nice big wing, same wingspan normally as length or very similar depending on who's produced it. But over up here we have a new interesting looking model. Hi guys. This one is the Aero Hummingbird. It looks both sporty, speedy, nice looking model. See how she flies later on in the day. We've got some more models. Our good friend Julian, who came from Spain with us as well.
Hey!
F16s, F18s, A15s, and again, we've got the Char Servo colour scheme on, I'm not sure what model's that one, do we know?
Don't lie back.
How you doing, man? Now then, D-Power. These guys are selling servos, motors, chargers, speed controllers, batteries and servos. They've got a load of FMS kits here, which, look at how many are here now. Chances are by the end of, well, possibly even today, most of these will already be gone. You always see people walking about with one of these under their arm, walking away, all over the place. Really popular models, and this one is the new Sebart FMS collaboration, where it actually has, I believe, a vector thrust system on the back. So you can actually change the tail section, which has the vector system, which means even though it's EDF, you can do all the vectoring fun with it on a much lower budget than all the turbine versions. And here we have the designer himself, Sebastiano Silvestri. He's got the MB339 now in his epic traditional color scheme, as well as the scale versions, a slightly bigger version. And here we have the FMS one that we've just seen over there. Then we've got the food tent, where we have some nice little cakes to regain the energy. And
Hello.
Powerbox. Hey, how are you doing?
When are we going to watch your show?
This afternoon.
This afternoon. What
yes.
time?
About 6 o'clock, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Our Powerbox booth, where we have all our array of power boxes. There isn't really anything brand new this year that's being released here at Jet Power, but we do have the whole lineup going from the Powerbox, Mercury, Evo, Competition, and the Royale. Then we have the super high voltage version of the Competition, which runs on the Char servos up to 6S. And now available, we have the Powerbox Servo, which is 40 kilos. It comes with the servo arm as well. It has the largest spline on the back. It's coreless, which means it has constant torque, as opposed to brushless tends to have the issue that doesn't have the same torque on startup, whereas the coreless does. So already a popular servo. We're going to start seeing these pop up in models all over the place. And then, of course, the Powerbox transmitter, which is always gaining in popularity these days. And our wonderful screen to update and program our Powerboxes. We've got our little friend, our furry friend. See, everyone loves Jet Power, even the dogs. Got Gens Ace, obviously one of the world leaders in batteries, lipos, all different size batteries, packs, chargers. Got another Lancer, as we've just seen over there. And then what must be probably the biggest stand of the event, also partially as they are the organizers, which is Engel Modelbau, one of the largest shops here in Germany. Basically, you name it, they've probably got it. Anything from turbines, pentablade props, you name it, you can find it. This is the Voyager that Leo Zahavi is going to be flying. Always puts on a really good show with that. And then this one looks really interesting. It's the Outlaw by BM Models. If you come over this side, it has an interesting kind of shape. It looks like kind of, obviously it's in a hawk color scheme, but it has a hawk kind of outline, but with a pointier nose. It's kind of got a Elite Aerosports kind of wing profile to it. It's just one of those planes that I haven't seen it fly yet, but it looks like it should probably fly really well. Now, if we backtrack just a little bit over here, we have Top RC. They bought the integral design and molds off of Tomahawk back in the day. They're obviously bringing that back into production. Personally, not too sure about mixing green with yellow, but it's always been a funky plane, so why not go with a funky color scheme as well? Then we've got our friends Rick and Brendan from AR, Advanced Radio, with their both power boxes and Smooth Flight, which they've just brought out a new version of software for. They also have their own line of servos, bus systems, and you name it. They also got batteries with, sorry, excuse me, real quick, batteries with a battery checker where you, in theory, you press the button and the lights light up, but don't seem to be working right now. Oh well. We still have that same booth on this side, which is continuing. They have a load of different FR Sky radios. Sorry, even one with a rather funky color scheme on it. Loads of different accessories. Again, as we said, they're one of the larger shops here in Germany. So anything from carbon tubes, wheels, all the way up to models, turbines, jets, you name it. On this side, Horizon Hobby. We've got the MB339. This one is the wood kit that we saw a few of them flying a couple of weeks back in Norway. Really good show there with these. And they have the larger version here, which is the Hawk, which is their sort of second jet. Again, also wood. So it's wood with covering, but if you look, all of this is printed onto the covering itself and then laid on. So it has all the scale details, albeit in the covering. Again, as it's wood, it's light, it flies really nice, and doesn't seem to stall easily. Nice little design there. So moving on over here, we have more accessories. We've got heat shrink, tubing, connectors, extension leads, batteries, servos, all kinds of little accessories. Whatever you can need, you can find it here. You can set off, buy a plane here, buy all the accessories, build it, and whatever you're missing, you'll still be able to find it here, buy it, and finish the model if you are so inclined. We've got MFSD, so we have all our insurance, so we can fly here safely. And our knowledge test as well, which we had to do here in Germany to make sure we could fly legally with the required paperwork and certificates. Our good friend Salim from FCT, who makes his ladder tanks and UATs. Now these are the ones that last year, if you remember, he had one that was fully pumped up and we could stand on it and it would actually hold. Even jumping on top of it, it was fine. Really top level bladder tanks there for anyone who wants to replace their standard fuel tank. We've got CNC Tech. Now here we've got all kinds of glues, epoxies, wires, servos. Hi, how are we doing? And just for Raquel, the OMP helicopters, like the M2 and the M1 around the back there. Vario, again, another one for Raquel. We've got the Chinook. We've got a Llama down there and a few different large models. They're flying, as you can see, at 1:15. Then over on the other side here, we have, again, more accessories. Now, I think that one we need to see how it's going to fly. Not too sure if it's a little bit underpowered or how it'll do in wind. And I guess a rather interesting shaped turbine. They're obviously not quite as strict here as they used to be with regards to having non-turbine products on display at the show. On this side, we have more bladder tanks, connectors, accessories, wires, LEDs. This one, Frau Service Trust. Model about. Hi, how are you doing? Fuel tubing. How neat is that? A nice little drill press. That's handy. That can fit on the bench. Might have to take one of those home. This one here from Helden is the Grob. I actually have one of these at home at the moment for a good friend of mine. He's asked me to paint it for him. So hopefully we'll be able to get a video on that soon back at home. He actually wants this same color scheme with the red dragon on the back. It's red under one wing and blue under the other, so it should look nice in the sky. And that has a JetCat marine turbine in it, basically because it has the single exhaust square at the bottom, as opposed to the usual twin turbine coming out of the side. Then over here we have RC Dome. This is where we have, again, a load of different chargers available. I believe they also have their own batteries, and they sell an array of different brands of servos. Here they tend to sell ISDT and iCharger mainly. I think they're the dealer or distributor for Germany / Europe for a couple of those. And I know I have a soft spot for these. They were here last year, but the absolutely ridiculous, massive Turbo Ravens, and they seem to fly really nice as well. And the paint finish on them is absolutely perfect. But once again, you need a massive van to be able to transport it, and you're at a size now where you pretty much need a friend to help you not only assemble it, but actually get it into the car as well. So always keep your friends close, especially where the hobby is getting bigger and bigger. We have all kinds of different glues here, again. Glues, aluminium welding, so on. The Mexican turbines from Jet Central, all the Rhino, Rabbit, Hornet, as they're all named after different animals depending on the size.
Numbers are very
Then we have merch, both for Jet Power and advertising the Pro Wing, as after all, both events are now put on by the same organising team. So they're already advertising the Pro Wing for next April, 24th to 26th. So get that in the diaries. It's another great event to go to. And we're reaching the end of this side of the tent. We have composite RC gliders. These are the guys who have quite an array of different gliders with different options for propulsion. You have, these ones are mostly EDF, but you can also install turbines. If you want a pure glider, you can also have that. You don't have to put the turbines or EDFs in them. Carf model bow, I've always had a soft spot for the Opus. It's one of those planes that I've always said, one day I am going to have one, because it's just so much fun. It's so quick. It does that massive spin, and just all in all, a load of fun. And that wing is so insanely strong. You can literally put it on two chairs and sit on it, and it will not break. We also have I'm not sure who makes this one, but the Lockheed SR-71. Not quite as big as some of the ones that we've seen on videos out there, but again, something a little bit more reachable to the common modeler. Within the turbines, of course. Then we have our friends from V-Speak, where we did the video for them not too long ago with their latest version of the autofill fueling system, which is the one that I'm using now for all my jets, and it's really the best solution for me at the moment for bladder tanks, because it puts the fuel in, it detects by pressure when the bag is full, it then pulls out air until it detects that it's no longer pulling air out and it's only pulling fuel out. It will then fill it back up again with fuel so that it's back to being full, and then it will take off a couple of seconds just so that it's not quite so fat. All on its own. You don't need to worry about it. Just let it go and it'll do its own thing. They also have their onboard air compressor for air retracts and their adapters so we can have the telemetry in the glasses. Now, unfortunately for them, Powerbox have now actually integrated that into the Powerbox core and Atom radios, so you can now just buy the glasses without needing to buy the adapter as well. Then over here we have KST servos, which are basically very similar to Chas Servo. They all come from the same factory. We have, again here, the Powerbox competition super high voltage. So they have some servos as well, which run on higher voltages. At the moment, they have 13 volts available, which we can go all the way up to 6S on some of the servos. And then here we have, of course, my F5. Hopefully you saw the video last week of the Maiden. It's taken me way too long to build this, but it was, at the end of the day, a prototype. It's the very first F5 produced by Carlos at CM Jets. We did have to make a few alterations here and there, but that's the whole idea behind prototyping. So you receive a kit that is fully functional and works right off the bat, and don't have to go through all those tests that I had to. But all of that melted away the moment she took off. She took off, flew straight, a couple of clips of trim, and it's amazing. So really looking forward to flying her this weekend, getting a load more flights on her, and just really starting to have fun. She looks amazing. And as we mentioned in my maiden video, it only has one turbine, and it's an unusual setup. I didn't want to go with the split trouser because that loses power. So we actually have one single jet cap P220 on one side, and the thrust tube goes down one side. So the other side is completely empty, but it works. And then here we have the second one. This one is still the original kit produced by Tomahawk. This one is flown by Marcus Rummer. Now he's had a lot more flights on his than the 2 flights that I've had on mine. So we're going to be flying these together or one after the other later in the CM Jet slot. Chances are he's going to be really ripping up the sky because he's flown it a lot more than I have, but I'm going to be keeping in there doing everything we can to put on an awesome show with what is already a really cool model. And new for this year, CM Jets has just taken over the molds from the Mebo A10. The epic Mebo molds as well, which have been, without a doubt, for the last years, the best A10 on the market, soon to be produced as well by CM Jets. This one is currently still one of the original kits, as they've only just received the molds and haven't had time to produce the first kit yet. So chances are, though, in the same way that we had to prototype and test fly the first F5, I can kind of see one of these in my future. We'll see. And new for this year as well, we have toolboxes. Now the idea behind these are obviously a toolbox is a toolbox, but if you can make it carbon, well, why not? This one is actually my personal one. So we have our inserts to be able to keep the parts. And then if you buy a CM Jets model, you're actually going to receive one of these personalized for you with the kit. So a little extra incentive there for buying CM Jets. Now, going back a little bit here, we've got distracted with our own model. We have scale print. They have these insane detailed cockpits for an array of models. As you can see, not only scale, but with working lights, retro illuminated. I'm not sure if some of these possibly have screens in them as well, which actually move. But I don't even want to imagine how many hours of work have gone into making all of these. I'll be honest, I'm not sure if I would have the patience myself. So definitely good that guys like this mean that I don't have to have the patience because they'll do it for you. Then we have RC helicopter service. Again, just look at the size of some of these helicopters. We even have an RC magazine on the dashboard there. Now then, over to Air Classics. They have the massive Fiat G91. We saw these fly in Norway a couple of weeks ago, and it flies absolutely amazing, despite the fact that it's got a really twisted back wing. So it flies smooth. Again, this kind of scale and size, though, everything flies good. Not sure what the all-up weight would be, but with this size of wing, it's still very lightly loaded. I mean, if you look at the size of the pilot compared to my head, though, it's we're going a little bit insane with the sizes. Now, every year at Jet Power, we have this guy here. He's showing us how to weld, how to soldered aluminium, metal, you name it. He's got a kind of glue, solder or something to do it easily. Fiala are also here, which to a degree, I guess, is an interesting choice. Jet Power, none of these look like jets or turbines, but as motors, they're amazing. I mean, the noise that these 4 strokes make really is second to none. Now, next door, we have Lawrence Concept. They make the massive Mirage 2000. Last year, they had Ali Machinci's model up here, blue, if I remember correctly. This year, we have another one. This one, it's all silver, and it really stands out, and especially the fact that it's also rotating, but also based on the size of the wing, very lightly loaded, really nice flying airplane. But again, you need a friend to help you get it into the van. You need a big van or a massive trailer, and then you need another friend to help you assemble it at the field, and the same in reverse. So we're getting into a stage where models are now 2-people models, as opposed to something that you can handle all on your own. Here we have KYHK. They have the N-Jet turbines, 130, 100, 170, and the 86. And over on this side, we had a model which was theirs, but it's missing at the moment. But we've got the Skywing L39, which was relatively recently released, and then the small version of the Falcon as well. On this side, we have our good friends from Electron Retracts. As every year, they have basically just evolved and improved versions of their same products. So they've got their servo arms, push rods, and ball links, linkages. Nice to see a char servo in there. They've now evolved their electronics. So they've basically replaced the GS200. They now have their new controller with external screen. They've also replaced the the RB45, the e-brake controller, and the manual tester as well. So all new versions, just slightly improved from the originals. And then we still have our usual lineup where we have the ER 30, 40 and 50 and the Pro versions, which just have a little bit extra torque. Now we have Freakware. Again, a large shop here in Germany. Originally, I believe they were more focused on helicopters. Now they do a little bit of everything. We've got more Horizon hobby stuff, accessories. We've got tools, battery checkers. As we said, if you can't find it here at Jet Power, chances are it's not worth having. We've got RCFM. Got more bladder tanks. Hi guys, how are you doing? More bladder tanks, free-wing models, pilots. We have to come back. I've got a couple of friends that wanted me to get a few pilots for them, so we'll be back here later. Got servos, chas servos, chargers. A lot of people looking in the stands there. We've got EDFs, a couple of turbines. And here we've got the ramifications of Rami's videos. Horizon Hobby have brought out their own airliner. Airliners are definitely seeming to take a comeback now that Rami and Tyler are taking over the internet and the RC world with their amazing models. I actually spoke with Rami a couple of weeks ago. He told me he's coming here to Jet Power. We had a bit of a conversation, and at the end of that, basically, he confirmed that he was going to bring or try to bring his A380. His own version, the one that he built a few years ago, the original. So anyone who hasn't already seen the new one that they're making over in the States with Tyler, it's something like 3 times bigger. It's absolutely massive. It's the same size as that 737 that they built, except the A380 being so much chunkier, it looks even bigger. So if you haven't seen that already, make sure to go check him out once we finish this video. Now then, we've got all the E-Flight lineup, all from Horizon Hobby. Over on this side, we've got the Dutch scale jets with some beautifully finished models. The F5, which has always been sort of their insignia model, with every single little detail added to it, and a really nice flying model as well. Right.
You like it?
Very nice.
Thanks.
Thank you. We've got Shikoi. Hi, how are you doing? We've got
Pickering.
Yeah, hi, how are you doing? We've got Shikoi, we've got twin turbines in the Phantom. And they now have a full lineup going from the small little 45 that they did years ago, all the way up to the 195 and the 240, which is hidden behind here somewhere. Then we've got the Jet International magazine, who always do a really good write-up of jet power, which will be out in the next edition. We've got Hacker and Jetty, where obviously they've got their Jetty radios, the EDFs with the Hacker motors inside of them. They also have their own lineup of servos, obviously the transmitters, receivers. Don't know too much about them, but just look at these motors. I mean, best guess is these are now getting into the UAV sector, as so many companies are. But I mean, the size of that motor, it's absolutely ridiculous. Just imagine what kind of prop or EDF that thing might be able to run on. We got the International Jet. This is the people who helped put on the Jet World Masters that we went to recently in Norway. And this is a rather interesting model, the Fanjet 600, because basically it has a turbine inside, but the turbine is not there to create thrust. The turbine is there to move the propeller, and the propeller is what creates the thrust. But because the turbine is able to create so much power, it twists that prop basically at much greater speed or power than a conventional motor would for a similar weight. It's kind of like a turboprop, but not quite. We have another A10 in here, which based on the size and shape is probably the same one that we've just seen over at CM Jets, the Meebo version. Our friends from Swiss Model Shop, who always have their own booth, are probably the main reason for having the booth is just to have somewhere to store their insane Air World F104. I mean, where else do you put a model this size? But much like last year, they fly this one really well. It's nice. On this side, we have a load more accessories. We've got airbrushing kits. We've got a little airbrushing box with a filter system in the back, so you can airbrush and not inhale all those fumes without wearing a mask. So it's all kinds of different accessories. We've got calipers, weights, magnets, drill bits, presses, lathe components. If you've got a little bit of toothache, you've got solutions for that as well. I'm not sure I trust anyone here to do it for you though. On this side, what have we got? We've got Tom Jets, good friends who always move over to Western Park as well with their wooden jets, kits. Again, fly really well. Very much more an everyday modeller's kind of model that you can easily fit in anyone's car and just go have fun and go fly. We've got Phrase Froud. I've probably said that wrong, but they were here last year as well, and they have some really neat stands which are modular, and basically you can buy the different sizes as you need. You can adapt them to make them wider or narrower, longer or shorter, taller or not. Works with the stands. We've got all different types. We've got CG meters, so you can test the center of gravity of your models. We've got wheel chucks, so when you have your plane in the car or in the trailer, put a couple of those down, wheel inside, and you know that the plane isn't going to be able to move anywhere at all. Then we're coming back towards the beginning again. We've got here JMB Jets, who have, again, one of the largest stands here at Jet Power. Absolutely full with different models. They're also joint with KingTech turbines at the end there. But too many models here to mention all of them, but the L39 really stands out, both due to its size, the yellow color. We've still got people running Coca-Cola bottles for bags instead of bags, or fuel tanks. This is the Shark. Probably could have been better known as a whale. It just doesn't pick up any kind of speed. Probably a good model for anyone who wants something big and really easy to fly though, because it's very much a constant speed model. We've got the Su-30 Lite. So the idea behind this one is that it has vectors on the back, so it can do full 3D. This one is flown by our friend from France, Jonathan Bossillon, who goes absolutely nuts with the 3D on this. So we'll try and see what time he's flying it and get some video of that, because that's always a really good show as well. Swapping over to the other side here for a moment, we've got Daniel Design, very well known for his MB339s in a couple of different sizes. Now, believe it or not, this is the small one, because as you can see from the back here, that is half of the fuselage of the big one. So this, which is something that already many modelers would dream of, there's always someone who has a bigger toy. Hey, Trond! We've got Trond jumping up in the background. How are you doing, man? You good?
Yes.
Very good. You relaxed after the crazy, massive Jet World Masters?
Yes. So now.
The guy who put on the event. Really stressed, but did a really good job.
Thank you.
And the F5's finished?
Yes.
Painted?
Yep.
Look forward to seeing the F5. The big one. Thank you. And we've got all the KingTech turbines in different sizes, turboprops. And I believe they also have one for helicopters now as well. And here we have the big version of Daniel Design's MB339. I mean, I can probably fit my head in the cockpit. It might have been quicker to get here yesterday from Spain in one of those than it was with Ryanair. But that's a whole nother story. And when we said that there are bigger helicopters, we really were not kidding. I mean, this one, the whole bottom section is completely empty because all the turbine and all the electronics are just in the top part. That's how big it is. You can have all of that completely empty. But I have no idea what kind of weight this thing must be, but this thing must weigh an absolute ton and have a really, really big turbine in there to be able to fly it about. But here's a rather interesting model for us. We have, so if I can just steal this for a sec. So it's contra-rotating two blades. One way. See if we can get it working. There we go. So they both run at the same time, so they can never clash in the top. And this is the rather unique looking model that they fit it into. Apparently this is actually a full-size helicopter that exists, that flies people about. And this is just the RC version of it. The exhaust on this one actually has a turbine in it, so that's the electric one. This one has a proper turbine. And the exhaust apparently is 3D printed, which seems amazing how the whole 3D printing systems have evolved over the years. I would have never guessed that that was 3D printed. And they also have here basically a sport turbine trainer. So if it's your first turbine helicopter and you don't want to risk everything with a full scale, heavy and expensive model, you can have a turbine helicopter with just basically the basics, so you can go out, fly, have fun and not worry too much, get some more experience, and then move on to the super scale and impressive models. On the other side here, we have Permagrit, our good friends. As every year, we'll be back here to buy a few more accessories to help with our builds. But if you want something that sands or cuts, without a doubt, best option on the market, here with Permagrit. Isn't that right?
It's good.
It's good.
I saw you on the Ryanair flight.
Yes.
Your way.
Ah,
Have a good day.
you too, mate. And Unilight, they'll have, basically, if you need a light for your model, they'll have an option for it. And if I don't remember wrong, there's, normally they have buttons that you press and it lights up, so you can see what they look like, but they don't seem to have that this year. But, there we go. I'm getting pointed in the right direction. There we go. That's completely blowing out the camera. Thanks for that, mate. So, any kind of lighting that you need for your model, the brightest system on the market, Unilight. Here we have Tomahawk. This year, they don't seem to have anything new yet, but they have been bringing out models throughout the year. So, down here in the corner, we have the V3 Futura, which I actually got to fly in Norway. Massive thanks to Mark Petrak for that. This is the actual one that I flew, which is Mark's version. That had the JetCat P350 in it, the same as I'm putting in my Matrix. Got full vector on the back, and it flies really, really good. They've got the widening tail at the back, so the knife edge, the rudder is super impressive how powerful it is. It has the ailerons which can go up and down, not only down, so you can use the flaps as ailerons as well. Really fun model. The V3, vast improvement over the previous V2. It's also much lighter. We're back to Servo. We just have a quick look at their lineup, which we didn't get to see earlier on the other side. So they've got everything from thumb-size, tiny, low-voltage servos, the same versions in high voltage. The standard DS20, which is a really cheap servo for 26 kilos. And then we have some really nice servos, like 20 kilos at 0.05 seconds. The 70 kilos at 0.10 seconds. And basically everything in between, as well as the super high voltage for that competition SHV that we saw earlier at Powerbox. And then we've got the, shall we say, speciality servos, which are sort of the low profile, stumpy versions. So if you have a thin wing for gliders or an elevator or maybe a really thin rudder, well, chances are they have a version of the servo that will work for you. Over at Heli Factory on their other side, it's an unusual looking helicopter, but it's definitely my kind of a helicopter. This is the Styx. Very much seems to be kind of a mix between a Futura, a Lancer, and it's got the typical Sebart wing, where it's got the raised leading edge. It looks like it should fly quite well, but our attention is drawn immediately over to this side. Now, Meebo have sold the kit for their A10 over to Carlos, but they've now released, or in the process of releasing, their X35, which is a kind of based on the F35, but it has vector thrust on the back. Obviously, it doesn't have vertical takeoff capabilities, but it has vector thrust, so it does all the usual harriers, hovers, tumbles, spins, you name it. And it looks really good in doing so, especially in the Thunderbirds color scheme. Contrary to the Shadow, in my humble opinion, which I have to say must be one of the most unusual looking planes and colour schemes here at the show, which doesn't draw my attention all too much. But I'm sure someone out there will absolutely love it. And we're coming to the end here. On the right hand side we have Grumania jets, where they have a few different German models. We have a really cool looking small F100 with a really high level of finish on it, but that must be running on anywhere between a JetCat P20 or probably an X45, but based on the size and wingspan, that probably lands at about 1 million miles an hour, but it looks really cool. They can also make any kind of thrust tube that you may need, so they can do the pipes. So we have the vector thrust systems, we have the 2-in-1 pipes, which was one of the options for my F5, but I didn't want to lose the power that this little bit section here, as the thrust hits the middle, some of it bounces back, and you lose, seemingly, from what I'm told, around about 10 to 15% of thrust. So we went with a standard straight pipe. And I'm pleased we did, because it works perfectly. Back to JetCat at the beginning, we have our turbine for helicopters. We also have our turboprops over here at this side. So this is what was called the marine version, basically, that we mentioned earlier. So we've got the standard turboprop where the thrust comes out both sides, or this one where the hot air and thrust comes out of the side. Both of them turning the front prop. And then on this side, the last stall here on the inside of the tent is Airworld, the kings of the F104. This is, again, insanely the small version. The big one was over there in the Swiss stand. And then over here, a really cool updated version of the colour scheme of the traditional Raven. This one, I'm not too sure how it's powered, as it seems to have both the turbine exhausts, but it also has a Hacker motor sticker on the back, and it's in Hacker colours. So, not sure how it's powered. I would say turbine, because you've not got the magnets, but really interesting colour scheme. This thing used to look massive. It's now one of the smaller models in here. It goes to show how the model has evolved over the years, and especially got bigger and bigger. We've come all the way round and back to the Carf stands, because they've just released, they've taken the covers off what was under the cover here when we went around the first time. They've just released the brand new Carf Models F16. This one currently has a JetCat P220 in it, so finally we have a model which is back to having a size which is kind of available to everyday modelers. It's a nice size. It seems to fit in what would be a normal car or trailer as well. And it's probably the most detailed, scale-finished F16 jet in its size. If we look over here, we've got all the air exits, intakes. All the panels are actually raised. So it's not just flat with the screws kind of marked. We have raised and indented panels everywhere. We have all the scale details inside. We've got all the static discharges on the back of the wing. We've got the tanks, missiles, supporters, holders, lights, you name it, you've got it. We've got the light on the gear doors. It's got the proper F16 gear doors where they fold around back. Really nice model. We look forward to getting some video later on when they fly it in the Carf slot. But that's not it, because on the outside of the tent we have more stands. So when we leave the tent, the first one we have is the DMFV. Here in Germany they seem to have 2 German federations, 2 companies that can provide you with insurance. This is one of them, and we saw the other one earlier inside the tent. Over here we have a bunch of smaller helicopters, very much more accessible to the everyday modeler. Again, with helicopters, I can't tell you too much about them, but they do look nice. We've got the rescue helicopter. And this is all from Wildcopter. Then over on this side, we have Lambert from Micro Turbine. So they're the people that made the first really, really tiny, small turbines, going from anywhere from a sort of 15 up to, I think it's like about a 35. We have our good friend Gunter from Smoky L, and we've just seen our good friend Emmerich from Powerbox, the big boss. Emmerich, how are you? Good?
How are you?
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you.
We're just finishing the video and then we'll come see you, okay?
Okay.
We've got Gunter, who makes the electric smoke, which looks something like that. So you've got smoke coming out the wingtips whenever you want. Basically, a really hot glow plug on the inside, injecting smoke fluid into it to create the smoke. So the same system as we have on our normal engines, where we inject smoke into the exhaust, except as we don't have a hot exhaust on the wingtip, we have a hot glow plug instead. Now then, over here we have Aura Cover. Amen. Aura Cover always like to be outside. And can you blame them when it's a day like this? It's absolutely beautiful. It doesn't look like we're in Germany even. So Aura Cover, we have all the different colors, thin strips, wide strips, half size rolls, full size rolls, adhesives, even paints, I believe, in the same matching colors. So if you need to paint a cowling or something, you can also get the matching colors there. We have some stands for our models. So nice, lightweight, easy to transport, fit in your car, put your models on top of. Also for jets, we've got sunglasses, which they're going to make an absolute killing today with a day like this. Yeah, no, need sunglasses for sure. We got our kids' toys. Should we do it? Should we do it?
Ja,
Schön.
herzlichen Applaus, das dürfen Sie gerne machen. Die Aussteller freuen sich darüber.
We'll put that back and pretend that we didn't do anything at all. Now, we have to say, if there's one way to make marketing, that's got to be it. Put your logo on the military helicopter in front of the runway. I wonder if we can get a flight in it later. And then over to that side, we have all our different food stalls where we'll be eating throughout the weekend. Anyway, I've got to go edit the video and upload it. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, leave us a like, subscribe if you aren't already, and we'll see you all in the next ones, which are going to be flying right out there.